Who are these people?
Tell you something, brother!
Who are these people?
Notice me, senpai. Notice me.
Don't be rude.
Who are these people?
All right, welcome to another episode of Pro Wrestling Talk. I'm your host, Angel Rivera. Why did I forget my name there for a second?
That's okay. Some days I'm lucky if I remember my own name at the end of the day. I'm his co-host. I am Mrs.Witchy Perfect. Hello, guys. How's it going?
Oh, well, I'm good.
How's your back
Much
feeling? Much better?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, much better. Problem is I know I can diagnose the problem. The fact that my mattress is like 7 years old, and I'm feeling all the springs, and I have to get a new bed. So
Yeah,
that's
you said
exactly
you're
what's
the
going on.
one just stuck and got stuck in your back. I'm like, ouch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's why I had I've been having back pain nearly the entire week. So actually, this is the first day that I've been pain free. Problem
Oh,
is, I still
good.
figure out how to sleep on that thing. So I don't know yet. Well, I'll figure it out though, because I've been running on probably 3 hours sleep the last couple nights. So because once I wake up, forget it. My back is it just constant pain. I can't sleep again. So other than that, though, everything is fine. So let's see. So we're going to be previewing Survivor Series tonight, which is next Saturday.
Yes.
And AEW apparently has a pay-per-view tonight called Full Gear. So it's on right now. In fact, it just went to. It's on right now. So yeah, we'll be probably maybe reviewing that next week too, real quick. So look forward to that too next Sunday at 7, not Saturday, because I'll be watching Survivor Series next Saturday.
That's right.
So, yep, that's next Sunday at 7. So, yeah, this AEW pay-per-view will be main evented by Jon Moxley and Orange Cassidy for the AEW World Title. So,
Yeah, I can't believe that. I mean, they're gonna make Orange Cassidy the next. I mean, come on, guys. You can't take this seriously.
Possibly he's going to become the World Heavyweight Champion tonight.
I don't even think Moxley should have it. No offense.
No, nobody. I mean, like I think I said this last week. When Bobby Lashley debuted, it's the obvious. Yeah, the black guys versus the white supremacists. Oh, here's the race war. Bobby Lashley eventually becomes the champion, and you solved your world title issue. Because MJF is wasting his time with that Adam Cole feud still. He's facing Roderick Strong at the pay-per-view for some reason, randomly, instead of Adam Cole. But whatever, they continue that feud a few more months, I guess.
You want to go down the card a little bit? Maybe
Yeah.
leave out the pre-show, but maybe go down the card of AEW real fast. Because the pre-show already happened.
The pre-show had a match between QT Marshall and some YouTuber or some TikToker. Who's famous on TikTok.
Yeah, something to do with Costco. Is that what I was seeing?
The Costco guys. It's a
and they wonder why the ratings are in the toilet.
It's a middle-aged dude and his son.
A middle-aged dude and his son. I love it.
Yeah, so real quick, we'll go over the card and then we'll get to Survivor Series.
Okay.
The first match in the main card, which I'm assuming is opening right now, the tag team title match between Private Party, the champions, versus the Outrunners, versus Kings of the Black. That's Malachi Black and Brody King, and the Acclaimed. So it's a 4-way for the tag team title.
Jesus, can't we just have a normal tag team match for once? Is that too much to ask? Instead of these damn 3-ways and 4-ways?
To be fair, every other match in the card is a singles match, so I'm surprised by that.
Yeah, I know. I say they retain.
Yeah, I don't think because the Young Bucks are gone because their invasion
angle. God is for that. Whew.
Their invasion angle such a failure that they all disappeared from TV, the entire elite. So okay. Yeah, and by the way, that guy's name is Big Boom AJ. With Big Justice and the Rizzler defeated QT.
Right, I heard about this on Jim Cornette's show. He was like, "What the what? the what? The what? And the what?"
I never heard of this guy until like 3 weeks ago when they announced this match on AEW. I'm like,
what I kind of mentioned to my man and I were listening to this. I said, Big Justice as in related to Sid Justice? No? Okay. Then
so
you're irrelevant.
Big Justice is, I think, his son. The Rizzler is his, some other YouTuber to defeated QT Marshall. So yeah, whatever. So the next match is MJF versus Roderick Strong in the singles match for no reason.
MJF.
Go away and continue filming his movie because apparently he's doing a movie. That's why he's been.
I didn't know he was. Yeah, I heard that on Jim Cornette's show. I was like, he's doing a movie? What movie?
I don't know, but that's why he's been off television the last few weeks. And it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this pay-per-view match and go right back to filming the movie because it's more important than AEW right now. Which I don't blame him. I would stay away from AEW as much as possible. So I think MJF wins because they have, he needs to stay strong for the eventual match with Adam Cole. So whatever. So the next match is Jay White versus Hangman Adam Page, another singles match. All right, I didn't know they were feuding first of all. So,
Hangman.
Yeah, I guess so. The next match is for the TBS title: Mercedes Moné with Camille versus Chris Statlander.
Oh God, get Moné off the TV. She sucks. This is what Jim Cornette was saying. She sucks, guys. She sucks.
She's gonna
probably
retain
she'll probably retain
because she has creative control. She has apparently the story is she has creative control. So
of course,
how egotistical she is. There's no way she's dropping that belt right now.
Right.
I think she hasn't even lost a match in AEW yet. So
no, I don't think so.
Year. So
and she sucks. I mean, she really sucks. And what's Carmelo there to do? Just kind of way by the wayside. Okay, you done yet?
Yeah, she's being absolutely misused in that role because I saw her in NWA. She's the NWA Women's Champion for like 2 years, and she was absolutely dominant. She didn't even come. Nobody even threatened her in that women's division. Now she signs with AEW. By the way, they don't use her for the first year of her contract, and now she comes in her second year as Mercedes Moné bodyguard, and she's an idiot. She keeps getting her ass kicked every chance by everybody. So
exactly.
They just completely misuse her.
Yeah, I mean, why even have her on the contract if you're gonna just use her for, nothing?
Yeah, Tony Khan was paying her to sit home for the first year of her contract, and now you bring her in as the hapless idiot bodyguard of Mercedes Moné and just completely destroy her credibility.
Right. Who
classic
also gets her
AEW.
ass kicked every time she's
Yeah.
seen. Well, that's
Yeah.
not a bodyguard then.
No.
Who's she bodyguarding if she gets her ass kicked all the time?
It's like Tony Khan doesn't even know how to book a bodyguard. It's like throughout history, look at bodyguards. Kevin Nash, when Kevin Nash was Shawn Michaels' bodyguard. I mean, he never
Yeah.
lost.
Nope.
Then it
Big
was
Bubba and Jim Cornette. He
yeah,
was
Big
his
Bubba.
bodyguard.
Yeah, and Sid was Shawn Michaels' bodyguard afterwards. You know, he was dominant too. So it's like you don't know how to book bodyguards, or at least this is Mercedes' idea, I'm sure, because she has creative control. So
Right.
now she's killing off Camille. All right, the next match, real quick. Swerve Strickland versus Bobby Lashley. Obviously, Bobby's gonna win. I mean, his
I was gonna
first
say, I
match
hope
in
Bobby
AEW.
does, yeah, because he's the only smart guy on the card,
Mm-hmm.
and he's a veteran.
Yeah, he's been around. The reason why he left WWE because Triple H wasn't even using him. I mean, so it
Yeah.
happens, you know, with when your booker replaces another booker. Usually, certain guys just don't get used because the new booker doesn't like them or doesn't want to use them, whatever.
Yeah.
So Bobby knew that, and which is why he just left for AEW because Tony was willing to open up the Brinks truck for him. For no, you know, so yeah, so
Of
he makes
course.
more money and he gets used in the cards more often. So yeah, definitely.
Well, the thing is, what I want for Bobby Lashley, like I want for all people, especially veterans. Hey, CBC. I
Thanks
don't
for
know.
joining.
I didn't know my thing was working. I guess it is. Okay. Um, what I want for all people who are veterans, especially if they're on AEW, you guys got to make those ratings higher. I don't know how you're going to do it because I don't know how you get past the really shitty booking that is AEW and is Tony Khan. So work that out amongst yourselves, but be the veteran you are, Bobby Lashley. You've been in that ring before. You know how to wrestle. Show us. Show us.
Wasn't it? What's amazing to me is Swerve Strickland was the champion just a few months ago, and now he's
Yes,
being
sir.
fed. He's being fed to Bobby Lashley for a loss. Like, come on,
Yeah, I
doesn't
mean, what happened to that? He's supposed to be like the face of the company, and then they
yeah.
kind of just gave crappy matches. Kyle Fletcher was the first match
Mm-hmm.
he had right out of the gate,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and he's what a Q-tip. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
He's
That's what Jim Cornette would say,
yeah.
you know.
And now he's being fed to Bobby Lashley in order to get Bobby Lashley over. Which you
Yeah.
can use any other wrestler to do that, but well, whatever. All right, the next match is for the for the AEW TNT Championship. Jack Perry versus Daniel Garcia.
Oh God, Jack
The only
Perry.
one left from the Elite is Jack Perry. The rest of them off television now.
Well, and like I said, Jack Perry got his ass kicked by CM Punk, so it
Yeah,
doesn't literally look good for Jack Perry. Hmm.
I don't know.
Who was the other guy? Jack
Daniel
Perry and who?
Garcia.
Daniel Garcia. I
This,
would really like it if Garcia would win. I think that would be using him well, but again, it's Tony Khan, so anything's.
I
I'm
don't.
hoping it's Garcia.
Yeah,
I'll take part. I'll take Garcia.
the next match: Will Ospreay versus Kyle Fletcher in a singles
Now
match.
I want Osprey to win because I want him to be in that top spot and take on Moxley, but that doesn't seem to be happening.
No,
I'm like, Kyle Fletcher is a Q-tip. He's nobody. He's nothing.
and
Stop
since
feeding these stupid, shitty matches to people who should be in the top rank. Osprey should be in the top rank. He was going after the belt. Now what happened? He just kind of fizzled out or something?
it's like he lost to Swerve in that one world title match he had, and then
Right.
he came out and acted like, oh well, I wanted to put Swerve over. I mean, because I wanted to help him, you know. So, and then he has had another world title match since. Hasn't even sniffed the world title yet since then.
Yeah.
So,
What the hell?
and now apparently he's going to put over his buddy Kyle Fletcher here to try to elevate him.
Oh, you
I mean,
think
that's what
so?
I was reading too. Yeah, I was reading that
Oh, man.
online. So
Come on.
he's just burying himself just to help other people.
Yeah, stop doing that, Osprey. Get some balls and say, Tony Khan, I deserve to be the fucking champion.
Yeah.
I'm trying to clean up my mouth. It's just not working very well.
Yeah. All right. I'm assuming Osprey should win, but if he's gonna put over his buddy, then Fletcher's gonna win this match if that's true. So the next match for the AEW International Championship, Konosuke Takeshita versus Ricochet.
No, take a shit and Ricochet. Okay. no offense. If AEW is going to do something with Ricochet that WWE did not, this would be it. This would be, Ricochet's moment to have the almost said Intercontinental too, international title as well. So I'm hoping I'll take Ricochet. Tony Khan, you need to do something with these people who came from WWE. You need to stop mistreating them, or they will go back to WWE.
Yeah, since Ricochet left WWE, he's been running his mouth a lot on X. I mean, he's been like, I've never. And then Tony Khan's been handing him the mic more and more, and God, his promos are god awful. I mean, if
That's
you hear,
probably why WWE let him go.
yeah, and they never let him speak either. I mean, he was basically the guy who would go out there and do these stunts, and wow the crowd, and then they immediately would eliminate him from matches or beat him. But at least they gave him that wow factor, But that was his role in WWE. It was.
I think we've seen from AEW Ricochet that doesn't work. The wow factor doesn't work. You're just sitting there going, "Why the fuck did you just do that?" That's
Everybody
stupid.
does that. Everybody does that, which is why his stick doesn't stick out anymore for Ricochet.
No. Well,
and
especially
WWE stuck out.
Well, yeah, and especially in AEW when they did the bag over the head twice, not just once, twice. For fuck's sake, you didn't see Terry Funk doing that every time on Ric Flair.
Yeah, so
I thought would have been hilarious, but
I'm assuming that Takeshita is going to retain that belt. I mean, because Ricochet's being used in the same way basically, and he swears up and down, "I could be a main eventer." On X, he's running his mouth on like he's going to be a main eventer.
Well, apparently you need to either blow Tony Khan or at least convince him that you are Ricochet, because I'm telling you, you're not going to go anywhere unless you do one of those two things. So I hope you're wrong. I hope it's Ricochet, but because I would like to see him propelled forward. Like he's talking, if you're such a big game, then I guess you got to either blow Tony Khan or you need to step it up a notch.
Become his friend. I mean, he's kind of like Vince McMahon in that case. Like you become Vince's friend, and he'll put you over more. And
like Shawn Michaels.
And Tony Khan is kind of the same way too. Look at Jericho; he's still hanging around television, even though
I know.
he should be off television for years.
Just retire. You shouldn't even be near a wrestling ring.
So the next match is the main event. We have Jon Moxley, white supremacist, the world champion, versus Orange Cassidy.
Yeah, see, this is where I would think that Moxley will retain, but you never know with Tony Khan what he's thinking. So maybe there's a chance that Orange Cassidy could get in, and Brian Last is going to be pissed because he hates Orange Cassidy. I'm just hoping that Moxley retains.
Yeah, he has to. He has to. Because if he jobs out to Orange Cassidy, he loses all credibility. He's already getting beat in 30 seconds in Muay Thai fights. So and they're filming it too. That's the thing. They're filming him getting beat in real fights in like 30 seconds. I'm like, look, you're supposed to be one of my top guys and getting beat in real fights. Like, what do you? I mean,
yeah, you remember in the territories they would tell you don't lose a real fight. And if you do, you don't come back here.
Bill Watts was infamous for that. I mean, that's why Hacksaw Jim Duggan told the story. When he first got to his territory, he got into a big fight at the bar and getting his ass kicked. He's oh shit, I got to do something. And he made the comeback and won the fight, but yeah, he nearly got his ass kicked, and he was obviously going to be fired. So it's like,
yeah.
All right, so yeah, Jon Moxley has to retain this belt. If he doesn't retain this belt, then he's whatever credibility he has is gone. Apparently Orange Cassidy is supposed to be the hero of this feud. Eventually he's gonna beat up all the white supremacists and become champion, which is ridiculous.
Orange Cassidy is white, right?
Yeah, he's a skinny white dude. Jim Cornette calls him Pockets because he puts his hands in his pockets and does fake kicks.
That's Pockets? I never knew who that was.
Yeah.
That's Orange Cassidy.
So he puts his hands in his pockets and does fake kicks. I mean, that's his offense pretty much. That's what he's known for.
I bet he slaps his leg while his hands are in his pockets. As if we can't see it, They showed on X, it was Triple H blading against Austin. And I'm like, oh no, the camera showed it. Oh no, Triple H, we can see you blading.
Yeah.
And he's trying to put the razor in his tights. And I'm like, oops.
And WWE WWE doesn't make those mistakes usually, but they accidentally
Usually that
filmed that.
camera is not even near that dude when
Yeah,
he's trying to blade.
they accidentally filmed that,
Like,
so
whoopsie.
I don't know whether it was forgotten. Like, I'm sure they have production meetings. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, Triple H is gonna blade it in this exact spot, so I don't want a single camera there anywhere near him.
Mm-hmm.
So of course they didn't do that. So
No, that was a oopsie. Now,
yeah,
can I make an observation though?
yeah, go ahead.
I think they are teasing some kind of breakup between Kaiser and Gunther. Doesn't it feel
Yeah,
that way a little bit?
mm, yeah. It seems like Gunther is kind of saying, "Look, you gotta stand up on your own 2 feet and do something in your career because you can't be by my side forever." It seems like they're kind of building up towards a split.
Yeah, like they're teasing it, like,
Yeah,
come on, man, stop doing this shit.
yeah. So that's Full Gear. We'll probably review this next week and with Survivor Series. So
And I will give it negative 10 stars because it was probably shit anyway.
yeah. So now let's get to Survivor Series War Games because
Yes.
there's only been 3 matches announced, so there's plenty to talk about. So the first match is the women's War Games match listed here. So it's Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Naomi, Io Sky, and Jade Cargill, the babyface team, versus the Judgment Day, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, and Candice LeRae.
So
So
I
that's the
will
5-5.
be as nice as I can about this. I am kind of interested in this because I want to see Rhea Ripley get her revenge. I think
Hmm.
everybody does at this point. Everyone wants to
Yeah.
see Liv Morgan get her ass kicked.
Hmm.
Especially when it comes to Rhea Ripley. I think that's the only thing I'm really involved with.
Yeah.
Though, again, they are kind of teasing that Tiffany Stratton is probably going to turn on Nia Jax. When
Hmm.
that's going to happen, we don't know. You and I were speculating that she may have turned on her at Crown Jewel. That didn't happen either. So,
Again, they kept teasing it, but
yeah,
ultimately,
they keep on teasing it, but no one's knowing if they're going to actually
hmm
go through with it. They kind of like, oh, tease, 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 tease. Yeah, okay, well, we're getting tired of the tease. Let's go, people. Let's, do
yeah,
it. Poop or get off the pot,
yeah,
make up my mind.
they got to either make this switch at Survivor Series or at the latest Saturday night's main event.
Right,
The
right. And they're
latest,
going to build that up. They're definitely
yeah.
going to build that up. So, your thoughts, sir, on the
Um,
women's war games?
well, I mean, Rhea Ripley has to get at Liv Morgan. It's just even a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
before their next
Mm-hmm.
world title match. And we have to also discuss what happened to Jade Cargill last night on SmackDown, where some
Right.
mystery person kicked her ass and threw her and attacked her in a car and destroyed her. So
I think I know who was probably Liv Morgan and Raquel.
yeah, she's out of the Survivor Series War Games match apparently. So
So, well, see, I thought this was going to be a sleeper match, but like I said, I am kind of interested in seeing Rhea get
yeah.
her revenge. But who do we suspect is going to be the fifth person now to replace Jade?
Well, for I'll answer that in a second, but let me
Okay,
show you let me read to you the injuries according to WWE. So
okay.
it's over the top and kind of ridiculous, but so the first injury they list here is deep lumbar paraspinal muscle contusions.
Down on
Uh
the back, yeah, near her
yeah,
spine.
bruised kidneys, sprained
Ugh.
MCL on her right knee, tibial
Oh,
plateau bone bruise on her right
ugh,
knee, facial
man.
lacerations. There's no timetable for her return. So those
Mm-hmm.
are all the injuries she suffered last
Well,
night
and
on
look what.
SmackDown.
Remember, Rhea Ripley was out for what, a month and a
Yeah,
half
with the
with
orbital
her
fracture.
orbital fracture.
But now she's
Um,
back with a mask, so it's like, so
right.
who's going
So
to be the fifth woman?
yeah.
I'm thinking, and also online rumors are kind of pointing toward this direction. But Charlotte Flair is coming back and being that fifth woman.
Get out. I
Yeah,
didn't even think of that.
yeah,
Damn.
she's been out all year. That's why nobody really thought of her. But
Charlotte Flair into the baby
yeah,
faces.
that's what I thought too. That's what I'm thinking too. But when she comes back, she has to be the babyface, and fans are going to
Okay.
cheer her. So even
Okay.
if they want to turn her heel eventually, she's going to be the babyface. That's why sticking her at the babyface team kind of makes sense.
I was gonna say I didn't even say I saw something about Charlotte Flair and I was kind of like, oh come on, guys. She ain't coming back. But maybe this is her guiding light back into the babyface circle, and then eventually maybe she should turn on Rhea Ripley or something. Um, she's a main eventer. I could see her even kicking the crap out of Liv Morgan at one point. I mean,
Yeah.
Liv Morgan, she has to get her comeuppance. She's had it too good for too many weeks where she's beating up the baby faces. Now it's kind of like, okay, enough is enough. Now let's see Liv Morgan get her ass kicked a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Along with Raquel, I could see Rhea and Charlotte and Raquel and Liv.
So yeah, Jade Cargill's definitely out of the Survivor Series Wargames match. So now they're gonna tease a fifth person throughout SmackDown and Raw. So the baby faces, same thing with the Bloodline. Babyface is gonna be like, we gotta find the fifth girl. We gotta find the fifth.
Yeah, I can't believe who
girl.
they picked though, and we will get to that later. But I can't believe who they picked.
Yeah,
I was just like, oh, no.
I was surprised too, but yeah,
My
I mean,
mouth dropped open. I'm like, what?
I think that WWE is pulling Jade Cargill because she's still kind of green, and for whatever reason, she's not really improving in the ring.
I
So
don't
it's
like when she flips her hair like this. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, come on. Is it a bull rope or is it hair? Come on.
So they had to pull one of the girls, especially if Charlotte's coming back, as everybody suspects. So it ended up being Jade Cargill, but yeah,
Winners. Let's pick winners. Baby faces.
If Charlotte's coming back, the baby faces are going to win. So because Charlotte's not losing her first match back in over a year, so
right.
So definitely it's going to have to be the baby faces. That's if she comes back. If somebody else, then or Becky Lynch, but I don't think Becky Lynch is going to come back this soon. It's either going to be Charlotte or Becky. Becky's taking time off. She left.
She just left. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we know that Charlotte Flair was hurt, right? She hurt her.
She hurt her knee over a year ago.
Oh, a knee.
Yeah, usually, especially a woman like her who's in shape, she'll usually be back in 9 months, but instead it's been over a year and she's still not back. So even
maybe she just didn't want to go back too soon. Excuse me.
Yeah, that could be it. I mean, anything's possible at this point. So yeah, I think if Becky or Charlotte comes back and takes that fifth spot, they're definitely babyface are definitely winning.
Okay.
So let's get to the next match. The champion, World Heavyweight Champion Gunther versus Damian Priest for the title. That's the thing. I don't want Gunther dropping this belt too soon in his reign. It's only been a couple months, but I don't know what they're thinking.
I don't know, because I mean, they may want Damian Priest to get retribution because technically, when he lost because of Balor.
Yeah.
Gosh, this is who are you taking?
I'm taking Gunther because usually I don't think it's a title switch coming, especially because I'm thinking what they're gonna do is they're gonna do Gunther versus John Cena for the world title at WrestleMania. It's a perfect match for Cena because he's going for a 17th world title, which would break the record, and he's facing a foreign heel in Gunther, which Cena is good at, working with a foreign heel.
Right. I agree. I think Gunther's gonna win. I don't know. Like I sort of down deep, I kind of like Damian Priest to win again, just to stuff it into Finn Balor's or Balor. Sorry, to stick it in his face, like I beat Gunther on my own and no interference from you. Though I think there could be interference there. Maybe Finn Balor will come down and actually interfere. So we'll see. But I'm also taking Gunther.
Yeah, I mean,
that should be a good match too.
Yeah, because I'm thinking it's going to be Gunther and John Cena at WrestleMania for the title.
And then Cody and maybe The Rock. Maybe Kevin Owens. I don't know.
Yeah, I would assume so at this point. It's going to be Cody and The Rock because that's the match kind of teased right the night after WrestleMania. The Rock is
or it could even be like Cody and maybe Cody and Roman again. I don't know.
That's made have been in 2 years in a row, and to do a third year, that's kind of pushing it.
Okay.
It has to be Cody and The Rock because they kind of teased that match, and
I hope they don't let The Rock win. I mean, that would just be stupid.
Yeah, I don't think The Rock can wrestle this belt from Cody right now. I mean, he's so hot as a babyface champion.
I know, and he's literally killing it on the I mean, he is literally the face of this company and he's rocking it. I mean, he is putting asses in seats, guys. Just like his dad.
he
He's
can't
just
get
like his
beat
dad
by a part-timer and a celebrity. And I know he's on
and
the
a
board of
movier.
directors. He's on the board of directors for TKO, but he
Did
can't.
you hear about his The Rock's GQ?
Yeah, I saw he did a
Yeah, they did. They were
cover
talking
in the
about it
interview.
on Jim Cornette.
I haven't read
They're
it
like,
yet or haven't saw it, but I did see it here that he did an interview for GQ magazine. So.
yeah, on the farm, like he's den 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 den. Like, can you imagine The Rock in overalls? I mean, come on, why'd you
He,
buy
he
a farm, Rock?
he's the most insincere guy I've ever met. I mean, he's disingenuous. He's insincere. I mean, it's like,
He
I
knows
mean,
dick of all about
yeah,
farming.
yeah,
It's not like they had a farm in Hawaii.
yeah. So let's get to the next match, which is the match that everybody's talking about because of what happened on SmackDown last night, and we're probably going to spend a lot of time on this. So let's just
Okay.
get to it. The men's war game match, the OG bloodline, which consists of Roman Reigns, the Usos, Sami Zayn, and CM Punk with Paul Heyman versus the
Mm-hmm.
bloodline, Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, Tamatanga, Tangaloa, and Bronson Reed.
And the way they presented that on SmackDown,
Uh-huh.
mwah! I mean, Roman was about to say something, and then you hear Homan go, Heyman? Sorry, Paul Heyman. Okay, so you hear Heyman go, ladies and gentlemen. I went, oh, I knew it. I knew that guy was not going to turn on Roman Reigns. I knew Paul Heyman was not going to let Roman Reigns down.
Uh-huh.
Just my jaw dropped too, especially
Yeah.
when he said it's going to be 5 on 5, and boom, CM Punk's
Mm-hmm.
music hits, and I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
my God, it's CM Punk.
Yeah.
He made it back. And then all I kept thinking was, oh, wait, what they might do something to Bronson Reed, and then Drew McIntyre slips back in. But then I think they're going to milk that one for at least that
No.
part of it. I think they're going to milk for a while. But bam, CM Punk. We all thought it was going to be Seth Rollins.
They WWE baited and switched us, and honestly, I
Yes.
fell for it. I fell for it because it was. I was kind of apathetic about this match because I didn't like the build towards this match. It felt rushed. It felt like, if. And all of a sudden, in one night, they fixed it, and now I can't. I can't wait for this match.
I
Now.
know. I'll be like, you ready? And you'll be like, yeah. We'll
Mm-hmm.
be DMing each other. Trust me, we always DM each other or DM each other during the matches, and I'll be like, "You ready? Let's go." CM Punk gonna kick ass.
Yeah, so that was genius. It came across at the beginning. Solo is like, "Okay, Roman, you need to acknowledge me. I don't want to hurt you or my brothers or Sammy."
I still love you. It's like I
Yeah,
was kind of like, "Okay, guys, get a room."
it's like he's using Roman Reigns' like tricks against him now because as a heel, Roman would say, I love you no matter what." He would manipulate the Usos and Sammy and even Paul to an extent. You know, he would.
Yeah.
Now here comes Solo using the same like tricks to try to manipulate him. So
Well,
yeah,
because sorry, go ahead. Oh.
no, I was just gonna finish up and say when Roman was pulling up his mic, it was coming across as he might, come to an agreement because only 4 on 5. He's like, and then you hear "ladies and gentlemen," and Paul Lee doesn't need an entrance music because as soon as he says
No,
that,
he doesn't.
like, whoa, the pop was just like incredible. I mean,
Someone, what did the announcer said? I think Michael Cole said, "A man who needs no introduction." Yeah, no shit, because he is the introduction. But
Yeah.
I was just gonna say how, like, I just love, because we were thinking, oh man, this is gonna suck if it's, if they do
Seth
find a guy and it
Rollins.
is Seth Rollins. I mean, yeah, the Seth and Bronson Reed thing. I mean, it's going on, but and then, the whole thing, like, I actually felt bad for Roman when, he tried to call Paul Heyman and it was
Yeah,
like,
that was
sorry,
last
this
week.
number has been disconnected. And I went,
That's a great.
oh
That was like
no.
an Oscar-worthy performance by Roman. The way he just threw the phone
I
down
know.
and
I
kind of
felt
like,
like crying myself.
yeah,
I was like, oh no, Roman, what are we
yeah.
gonna do?
So,
and I don't like Roman Reigns either. But I mean, this captivated me. This actually captivated me. Okay, well, are they gonna find a 5th guy? Or are they just gonna do 4 on 5? Or what are they gonna do? And then all of a sudden, CM Punk his music hits out, I went, "Oh my
Yeah.
god, you gotta be
Yeah.
kidding me!"
They baited and switched and they tricked me, which is rare because I usually can see a lot of things coming. And this time I was like, oh, it's gonna be Seth Rollins, and they're gonna continue that feud. And I was
This
kind of
was
apathetic for the
completely
match.
out of left field.
I was apathetic in the match. Tom B, thank you for joining us. Everyone turns on Roman. Great ending. Yeah, I mean they're really building that up too. Like Seth Rollins turned on him first, and then I mean for years everybody's turned on him. The Usos, Sami Zayn. I mean he's like kind of what's what I'm looking for. He's kind of had PTSD over it, people turning on him. So
Right. And the funny, well, not the funny part, but the real down to earth moment was like, you really felt bad though for Roman
yeah,
Reigns when
hmm
he tried to call Paul Heyman, who was his wise man, and
yeah,
who he was. It was like his go-to guy. That
yeah,
was his go-to guy. Kind of like what Kurt was for Ric Flair.
yeah,
That was your booker. That was
hmm
your person that you look to consult. His consultant. Um, and I mean, it pulls at your heartstrings when he's like, the number you dialed is disconnected. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
Paul Heyman turned on you. And I kept
yeah.
thinking,
That
why
was.
would he go with Solo? He went through a table for Roman.
Yeah, he wouldn't. I don't think
Mm.
he would. I mean, it wouldn't make much sense. So when CM Punk comes out, he's putting on his tape, and
No,
then
he was rapping
he
it.
and then
And he
he
was serious. Did you see the
yeah,
intensity in his face?
yeah,
I was like, oh, he's come here to fight.
yeah, and
And fight
immediately
he did.
comes in the ring, and he goes after Bronson Reed, which is interesting. That's the first guy he went after. So boom, boom,
Right.
boom. The fight happens. The baby faces beat up the heels. They all run away, and then CM Punk and Roman Reigns have their stare down. And then
Yes.
Roman Reigns was like, you can if you read their lips, you can't really hear it because the mic didn't pick it up. But Roman Reigns like, what are you doing here? And
Yeah. I
CM
said,
Punk is
like, what
like,
are you doing here? Hey, I'm here to
he's like,
help you.
I'm here to save your
I'm
ass.
yeah, I'm here to save you because he asked me to. I'm here because of
Yeah,
him.
Paul.
He was
Yeah,
pointing to Paul Heyman.
yeah,
It was just kind of like the evil genius staring in
yeah,
the ring. Did you see
yeah,
that?
yeah.
I
He
mean,
had,
genius acting there, Paul
uh huh.
Heyman.
Yeah, and then
Um,
CM Punk said something, and then Roman's like, "Well, I couldn't read his lips in this moment. Sounds like he said I don't need you or something like that. Looks like he said that." And then CM Punk is like, "I'm not here for you. I'm here
I'm here because
because
he
for
wanted me
Paul
to
E
be. Yeah,
because he asked me, and
he
he
asked me
obviously
to.
wants revenge against Solo and the Heels for putting him through a table like 6 months ago.
Right.
So because that's why he's pissed off, that they attacked
Is there
Paul
some
Heyman.
kind of beef with CM Punk? See, I wasn't watching, I guess, at this point. Was there a history between CM Punk and Roman Reigns?
In CM Punk's initial run, like 10 years ago, yeah, CM Punk kind of, treated like the younger guys like crap. He didn't exactly, but was very helpful. Like to the Shield, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and Dean Ambrose. Now it's John Moxley. Wasn't really too helpful to them. Didn't really give him much advice. So Roman didn't really like him, and still kind of doesn't. But they put their differences together for business, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
so then Roman Reigns, like after he says, "Paul Lee, I'm here to help Paul," and Roman Reigns, you can read his lips. He's still my wise man. Remember that. Mhm.
Yeah.
So they're gonna kind of teasing kind of a fight over Paul Heyman, and you might say, who's Paul Heyman gonna side with, CM Punk or Roman Reigns? So
Mm-hmm.
they're teasing that too.
I was gonna say, so they're officially done with the whole Drew McIntyre thing, though it will be interesting
Yeah,
to see when they finally bring Drew McIntyre back into the fold, who he's going to feud with, out of the gate. So,
I
but
don't know what you do with him. Yeah, I mean
yeah,
that's
I don't,
interesting.
unless you do like, I don't know, Gunther and Drew McIntyre again.
Yeah, they can. Uh, yeah, at some point because I'm thinking they're reserving Gunther for Cena next year for the world
That's true.
title because Cena does
Um,
good with the foreign heels, and he's like USA, very jingoistic. So
well,
yeah,
Drew McIntyre's from Scotland, though. Not that we're against Scotland or
yeah,
anything. But I mean, we're not technically against Germany either. Germany is our ally now.
hmm
But I mean, it would be interesting to see if they would actually go for a Drew McIntyre Gunther feud there or whatever, Cena and
yeah. Unless
McIntyre.
Cena does something else, because I know they want to have Cena go for a world title at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So the only one that's really left is the world title, because if they're definitely gonna do Rock and Cody at some point, because Rocky's not, because they promised that match over at the beginning after WrestleMania this year, so they got to do that match at some point. Which The Rock has to put over Cody Rhodes again. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm keep harping on it, but if they don't, it kind of ruins this year-long title runs Cody gonna have. So, that'd be brutal.
So I'm very interested to see what CM Punk has in store for him, what future feuds he would have with other people, because I mean that kind of it's done now with him and McIntyre.
Yeah, that's done. They've done a great job. There's no need to have a fourth match. CM Punk won 2 out of 3, and Drew
Right.
McIntyre got a win, and that's all. That's all you can really do with that feud. You can't do anything else, anything more with that, because
Right.
they also seem forced. That Hell in a Cell match was brutal, and it's over.
It's over, and
Yeah,
CM
let's
Punk
not.
he won. Yeah.
Yeah, let's not ruin it with another match. At least for now. At least for
At
another
least for
year.
now, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe like a couple years down the road, but
Yeah.
for now, let's just leave it as is. But yeah, I would like to see one-on-one match with CM Punk and Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Who are you taking?
I mean, that's Roman Reigns been doing too many jobs lately. I mean, I would assume that that's gonna be a tough match to figure out who wins, because both guys are like incredibly the biggest top stars, the top stars in the company. So
Hmm.
I don't know who wins that match. I mean, luckily I'm not booking it, but yeah,
Right.
I mean, I'm assuming CM Punk is first gonna feud with Seth Rollins, because they teased that last year, but CM Punk got hurt.
Hmm.
And Drew McIntyre cut that promo where he's like, "I prayed this would happen, and it did." So that set up that feud, and they kind of had to cut away from Seth Rollins for now. But
Well, and the whole Seth Rollins being extravagant, it's like, dude, stop wearing your wife's clothes. Come on, stop it. But yeah, like I don't know. I think I would take CM Punk only because I just don't like I don't like Roman Reigns, but yet what they did with this using CM Punk as the fifth guy, I mean, I'm shocked. I was completely shocked.
yeah, wasn't expecting it either. I thought we
Uh,
wouldn't see Punk until next year at the Royal Rumble around that time. So
so who are we picking as winners before we get Alex on?
yeah,
See, this
15
is the
minutes.
tough part. I
Yeah, I
can't
don't know. Yeah,
see.
that's
I
tough
don't
because
know.
this can go so many different ways. It
Because
could be
I would like to see Roman at least get one win, because I mean Uso Solo
Solo
actually
pinned him
pinned
last
him
month.
at
Yeah, at
Crown
Crown
Jewel.
Jewel. Yeah.
So I would like to see Roman get that back, though they probably won't do that. They'll probably milk it and make the new bloodline, the new bloodline win, and then maybe give a Roman versus maybe Solo at Royal Rumble, or maybe they'll both be in the Royal Rumble trying to
They'll
get
be
each other
there.
out.
They have to be in the Royal Rumble. I mean, you would do a one-on-one match probably next month at Saturday night's main event.
Right, because they are building that up too. That's
Yeah,
almost like its own pay-per-view.
it has to be a pay. They're treating it like a pay-per-view. They're going to be on NBC, so
And
on
Jesse's gonna be back. I know, guys. I know Jesse kind of turned. I know my heart's
yeah.
broken.
I hope. Yeah, I
But
don't. Yeah, they haven't officially announced it, but I did hear.
is
Mate,
that
like
gonna be on cable? Or is it gonna be on Peacock or something?
no, it's on NBC. It's going to be on like regular network television, so
Well,
anybody
it
can
could
watch
also
it.
probably be on Peacock too,
Yeah,
because
they'll
that
probably
is
put it on
NBC.
Peacock too. Yeah, they're.
Good, I'm gonna watch it on Peacock.
I assume they'll put it on Peacock too.
I
That problem is
know how
it's
Jim
on.
Cornette talks about this. He said the cock.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, I only pay $9 for it, and it literally I can watch any Kurt Hennig show I
Yeah.
want to.
Uh-huh.
Any pay-per-view or any Raw or SmackDown, or not SmackDown, but Raw, Primetime, even Superstars if I want to watch, his
Mhm.
babyface run in 93. But I mean, Peacock is really not that bad when you think about it.
Yeah, I mean it's the service has improved a lot over the last couple of years. So yeah, it's not that horrible now the way it used to be. But yeah, I don't know who wins this match. I mean, because they can go so many different directions. Like somebody turns on Roman Reigns again, and Paul
Yeah.
E's involved somehow because he turns on everybody. But he's much more better use as a heel. I've never seen him as a babyface, not even once. So throughout his 30+ years in wrestling. So,
Not even ECW.
um, I don't think he really did much managing in ECW. He was like the booker. He was like backstage a lot. So I think he managed somebody, but I don't remember who it is right now. I have to really think about it and go back. And Kit Cabello is the ECW expert, so
Yeah, I know. We should have him on the show sometime. But
Yeah.
his family's in town. By the
Yeah.
way, just a shout out to Kit. I hope your mommy is feeling better.
Yeah.
Mommy Cabello, I hope you're feeling better.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I'm gonna say, well, you pick somebody first. I'll give my 2 cents.
Well, I mean,
Gotta pick somebody. Gotta pick
if
somebody.
I were in charge, I probably would have. But the problem is, he had baby faces win the first 4 games match. You're gonna have baby faces win again. But if that's gonna go on last, you would have to have baby faces win again. Because usually the way it works is one War Games match the heels win, and the other War Game match baby faces win. So that's usually how it would work, at least in WWE. So that's how it usually
Well,
works.
yeah, because if you watch the old Survivor Series, the first match would always have the Intercontinental Championship,
Yeah,
and then usually the Intercontinental Champion, no matter if they were heel or babyface, whoever won, if it was a heel or a babyface, the next person would win. So in
yeah,
Survivor Series 1989, it was Warrior won.
yeah.
Because of course he was the Intercontinental Champion. So then the second match was Kurt won. Just Kurt won because
Hmm.
it was him and Snuka that ended up. So Kurt won because they didn't want to ruin his perfect
Yeah,
run and his perfect record. And so they let him beat Snuka, or Snuka let him beat him. So they, go back and they all cheer. But it would go, babyface, heel, babyface, heel, babyface, heel. And that's who would win. It was very rare for like 2 baby faces to win in a row. Though
yeah,
it did happen sometimes, just to throw you a curveball.
yeah. So, yeah, I think that I would probably book the baby faces to win. I think Roman Reigns needs a win. I
Yeah,
mean
that's
that
what I'm thinking. Yeah, I really think that Roman needs a win here.
even if
Um,
eventually they had the CM Punk Roman Reigns feud, I mean, especially over Paul Lee,
right.
and figure out, okay, whose side is Paul Heyman on really, Roman
Was
Reigns
Paul
or CM
Heyman
Punk?
with CM Punk earlier in his
Yeah,
career?
yeah, and when CM Punk had his 434-day reign as WWE champion, he turned
Okay.
heel halfway through that reign, and Paul Heyman was with him.
Okay.
And CM Punk tells the story about how, oh my God, I mean, when Vince called him, is like, oh, we said we're gonna put you with Paul Heyman, and he's like, oh my God, I love Paul. This is gonna be great. I mean, I can't believe Vince is putting us together.
Paul is a legend, and he's also a WWE Hall of Famer as well. So
Yeah,
kudos to Paul Heyman.
that's why
Um,
CM Punk is the
I
one of
was
the
just so
originals.
shocked to see him, though. I was just
Yeah,
like, my God, it's Paul Heyman.
that's why CM Punk calls himself one of the original Paul Heyman guys. So
I
because
see.
CM Punk was in OVW, and this is after Jim Cornette was fired as Booker for OVW. So, and then they brought in Paul Heyman to be the Booker in OVW, and CM Punk was there, and
Mhm.
Paul Heyman tells a story about how John Laurinaitis wanted Paul Heyman to fire CM Punk, and he's like, "No, you fire him. That's your job. That's not my job." And then Laurinaitis like, "No, fire Punk," and they went back and forth, and Punk never got fired, and then he got over. So it was like, because Paul Heyman protected Punk from being fired in OVW, so that's when they became close. Before they even had that run in the main roster together.
Wow.
It's like, no, you fire him. That's not my job. That's your job to fire people. And then John Laurinaitis like, no, you fire him. Like, you'll fire him. I can't do his voice, but then they go back and forth, for months, and it never happened because Laurinaitis didn't want to fire Punk himself
But did
for
you
whatever
hear
reason.
that roar of the crowd? I
Yeah,
mean, as soon as they said, you heard, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, it's like,
oh,
whoa.
yeah, yeah,
I
and
mean, you couldn't hear your own self think in that arena.
they were teasing, like
Such a
they were like.
babyface thing to do there.
Yeah, I don't know if even though I'm sure they would rather use Paul Heyman as a heel, but I don't know if you can at this point. I mean, he's been, he's done such great work that the fans aren't going to boo him anymore, the
Right.
way the way they used to when he was with Brock like 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh, and people were also speculating that Brock was going to come back.
Yeah, that Brock would be the fifth guy. I saw that in.
Brian Last was saying this on Jim's show that, well, he has to come out with Brock Lesnar. And I went, why? No one's going to cheer Brock Lesnar at this point, are they?
Well, the WWE fans are the casual fans, and I don't think they would know the details of that lawsuit that didn't really name Brock, to be fair, but it did say a former UFC champion, and the only one employed at that time was Brock Lesnar.
Was
So
Brock
that's why
Lesnar.
everybody assumed it was Brock. So even though they never named in the lawsuit, so
I just don't know if Brock has that. Not what CM Punk is, but I mean CM Punk. I mean because he is a baby face right now. With Brock Lesnar, it might have been 50-50 at that point. You don't know if he's going to be cheered, or if he's going to, everyone's going to be like, what? Why Brock Lesnar?
I never took the Brock Lesnar rumor seriously.
Yeah.
But I never thought CM Punk, because I assumed he'd be back at the Royal Rumble, because he'd take the rest of the year off and be back at the Royal Rumble, because he's on a part-time contract. So
well, and I've seen pictures of him and AJ. They went to here and went to there. I don't know if you saw that thing he was talking about. He was on some kind of, I don't know if it was a boxing thing or a wrestling thing. And they asked him, what is one thing that you wish would happen? And he's like, free Palestine. And they're like, back to you.
Yeah, they get nervous. Yeah, he does commentary for like a smaller MMA company. I forget what the name is right now. And that's another incident where they were asking him, okay, what do you think should happen in an election or something like that? And he said, I don't know. All I know is we shouldn't do genocide. And of course, the other two commentators start laughing. It's, let's move on. No.
Back to you, Gene.
Yeah. So they got super nervous.
Mayday.
Yeah, they got
probably had someone screaming in the ear, get this guy out of here. Get this guy out of here.
Tom says Paul is so good he would make them boo. Yeah, I mean, he is that good.
But he is that good. But I mean, this was the comeback of comebacks. This was like, we all saw and felt what Roman Reigns was feeling when we heard that, I'm sorry, this number has been disconnected. You're just like, oh man, it's like air being let out of a tire. It's like that, like dramatic, that you're like, oh man, Paul Heyman turned on him too. Man, he's got nobody now. And what's he going to do is what we kept questioning. And then all of a sudden he's about to speak. And then we hear, ladies and gentlemen. You don't see him at first, but as soon as that was said, I mean, the crowd went bonkers. They went nuts for Paul Heyman. Yeah. Which probably, I'm sure Heyman was like, holy shit, what the hell happened? Hey, how can we miss you, Paul, if you don't go away, right? Well, he went away and we all miss you. It's just like Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
So let's start migrating, guys, over to Rumble. We will see you over there. We're actually going to have Alex come on in a few minutes. So just hop on over to Rumble, and we're going to watch a bunch of clips that our lovely host has. We're also going to talk about Linda McMahon. We're going to talk about Linda McMahon with Alex. So go ahead and start migrating over. We'll see you over there. Thank you so much, YouTube. If we don't see you over on Rumble, thank you guys for tuning in. It's been wonderful having you, and we'll see you next week. Next Sunday.
Yeah, links in the chat. So we have 5 more minutes though, but yeah, I mean, it's, this is gonna be whatever. We got to tune in and see what happens on Saturday, because especially I'm suspecting that Charlotte Flair is gonna be the 5th woman in that match.
I would like to see her come back. Yeah. I've never seen her wrestle before, so this will be interesting to see her. And like I said, I want to see that Rhea Ripley get her revenge on Liv Morgan and Raquel, because it was both of them that took her out. Yeah.
So yeah, the link's in the chat for Rumble if you guys are interested in joining us there. And and yeah, I mean, I'm just hoping for something epic. Because I assume they're going to add 1 or 2 more matches, which it hasn't been announced yet, because usually they do 4 or 5 matches on these pay-per-views.
Probably
don't
some
do
like LA Knight versus
Nakamura. Yeah,
or
yeah.
even the Six,
The
Wyatt
Wyatt
Six.
Six have not even appeared on pay per view yet, and they came back and they debuted a few months ago. I mean,
Yeah.
they've been really doing them. They've been saving him for Raw a lot of times. So I don't know why they haven't used it on pay per view yet. But I assume they're gonna add LA Knight versus Nakamura at the pay per view. I assume.
Shaky Nakamura.
Yeah, because they've been building up that feud. LA
Yeah,
Knight and Nakamura.
I don't know how to feel, but that's probably going to be a sleeper. I'll be like, I'm going to sleep. Wake me up when the men's war games comes on or something.
Yeah, so links in the chat if you're interested in joining us over there. So I got 3 more minutes. So yeah, and Braun Breaker defended the Intercontinental title on Raw against
See, Braun
Sheamus.
Breaker, what they need to get him back on pay-per-view.
He hasn't been on for a couple months.
Though
And
he did do a promo. Who's it against? Come on, think. Oh, Kaiser. He
yeah,
did a promo against Kaiser. So
yeah,
here we go. Kaiser versus Braun Breaker. And Braun is a beast. I mean,
yeah,
he's going to tear Kaiser apart.
So and Kaiser interfered and basically caused a disqualification in the Intercontinental
Yes,
title
yes.
match. So
And he did that promo specifically on Kaiser. And he had the accent down really good too.
yeah,
I'm like, damn, he's talented. Shit. But he's such a beast. He's
yeah,
going to if they do get a match between him and Kaiser, which I would love to see, especially at Survivor Series. I mean, he's going to tear that dude apart.
yeah. So I'm looking forward to that and whatever he does. And I assume LA Knight and Nakamura be on the pay per view, make it 4 matches, and I think they're gonna have. They usually go with 5, unless the 2 War Games match goes an hour, and then they
Right.
have to go with 4. So that's 2 hours right there. Pay per view is usually 3, so they have time probably for 1, maybe 2 more matches after that. So they'll probably
Maybe
have that LA Knight Nakamura match should probably go 10 minutes at the most. LA Knight is not really a good worker, so he's a personality. He's over his personality, but
I
his,
mean,
his work in the ring is like at best. All right, so we're wrapping
it
up
leaves a
on
lot to
YouTube.
be desired.
Yeah, we're wrapping up on YouTube. So let's head over to Rumble. It's in the chat.
So,
Have a
like I
nice
said, thank
weekend.
you, YouTube. If we don't see you on Rumble, we will see you back here next Sunday
At
after the
7.
pay-per-view, and we will review it. I will give my star ratings. So please catch us on Sunday at 7:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you, YouTube.
Yeah.
See ya.
And for both Survivor Series and Full Gear, we're reviewing at the
Yep.
first hour. So look forward to that. Have a nice weekend and see you next week. All right, we're out on YouTube. Let me get Alex in here 'cause I think he may have beeped in. Yeah, he did.
Beep.
I heard like a beep or something. So
Hi, Alex.
Hey
hey,
guys.
Little bro.
hey. So yeah, we were first going to discuss Linda McMahon being picked for Secretary of Education.
Because I have to hear the Alex opinion here. We need to hear the Alex opinion here. This is Alex's corner
About Linda McMahon being hired for the position.
for education. Considering, and I will say this, considering Stephanie and Shane both went to private schools. The
I mean, I
best
really have
education.
no thoughts on that, really. So it's just like, okay,
I say education's already fucked, and let's make it worse, right?
Mm-hmm.
Again, Shane McMahon